Basketball isn't easy. All my life, I've been striving to make myself.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got NBA basketball for you. I'm Damon Bruce. Wednesday in the NBA. It's the San Antonio Spurs going up against the...
Welcome to 2K Sports. For another edition of NBA Basketball. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First, for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11 pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4. And for the Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11 star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4.
Coach Popovich was fined last season for sitting out his top players in the nationally televised matchup against the Heat. I certainly understand the league's posture there, and it was a lot said about it. Yet, for a veteran team like the Spurs with championship aspirations, I understand resting key players during the course of the regular season.
Here's Wade. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Chalmers' shot is no good. Miami on defense. Outside Leonard. Back to Parker. Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And back to that fine for Popovich, $250,000. Steve, that'll leave a dent.
Yeah, no doubt. But, you know, Popovich enjoys tweaking the league at times. This was clearly an effort to do that. But, look, I think it's good for him to actually, you know, kind of let the league know every once in a while that if you're going to give us that kind of schedule with my older team, I'm going to sit them down once in a while.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
He is arguably the best defensive player in the game today. The amazing thing is that he can guard all 5 positions. You think back, I think that's unprecedented. I don't think anybody has ever had that type of defensive ability in the history of this league.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I mean, and his defense is so good, it even makes highlights. How about that? I mean, you love his aggressiveness, chasing down blocks, staying on ball handlers at the hip. I mean, knocking the ball against the backboard. I mean, he does everything, and he does it with such force and agility and flair, but it's kind of understated flair. I mean, he is really quite special as a player.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws of this game.
Well, they were very pleased with their free throw numbers a year ago. They knocked down about 79% from the stripe as a team.
And, you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
Allen for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him. Guys, you go back to the shortened season a year before last, and the Spurs were the best team on the road, but last year they weren't nearly as dominant on the road. Still solid when leaving San Antonio, but far from the level they played at a couple of seasons ago.
Now here's Leonard. And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Open shot, Green releases from the wing and drills it. Green's got his first points in this one. And for the Spurs on the road last season, they would still win 23 games in hostile territory. And while that is more than the 22, Steve, they won in the shortened season, they also lost a fair amount more as well.
Well, for the Spurs, Kevin, I think they did what they needed to do. You know, the Spurs manage the regular season. They know when to turn it on and when they can maybe relax a little bit. The big thing is they just want to stay near 500 on the road, protect their home court, and be healthy going into the playoffs, and that puts them in a good position.
Now Parker, following the miss by Chris Bosh from deep. Backing him down is Duncan. Tries again. Can't get it to go. Bosh with some nice D. Miami's on 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
Well, he should stay with those basics in a tight ball game because we've got one here tonight.
Here's Duncan after the Heat pick up two. And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Norris Cole, he's checked in for Mario Chalmers. Stolen by Bosh. Here's Cole. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball. 2 teams that like to play up-tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were 1 play away from wrapping it up in Game 6. But the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
That is good.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve.
And it's LeBron missing. Clark, that was interesting because the games themselves weren't particularly close through the first half of the series, but things started to get really tight when they left San Antonio after Game 5.
How about that, Kevin? You talk about things tightening up. We had a game for the ages in Game 6. 28.6 seconds to go. The Spurs +5. Miami needed a miracle, and they found it in the form of timely three-point shooting and got some help from the San Antonio Spurs missing some free throws.
The Game 6 was about as intense an NBA game as you'll ever see.
Oh, it was off the charts. Absolutely fantastic.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to speak with Eric Spoelstra for a moment. They'll be up against a future Hall of Famer in Tim Duncan in this one, and I asked him how Duncan changes what they do on the defensive end. He relayed that he told his guys not to be over-aggressive with him in the post, saying, if we start fighting on every fake he throws our way, we'll all be in foul trouble. We can't let that happen. We'll see if they can avoid just that, guys.
And thank you, Doris. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall.
Take a look at the rebound totals, guys. That's +5 now on the glass.
And, Steve, I don't think there's any question which team came out with more energy and enthusiasm. Boy, this is a neat story, guys. Danny Green was undrafted out of North Carolina. And another nice find for perhaps the best organization in all of sports, the San Antonio Spurs. He's an excellent three-point shooter, over 40% from three-point range for his career. He helps that team spread the floor, and that energizes their high-powered offense.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. Here are the Spurs with the ball. They've got a 10-0 run going. Ginobili the pass to Parker. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Parker's got his second bucket of the game to go. And Green, nice versatility too, not just an outside shooter.
No, he's an excellent defensive player. In fact, Greg Popovich calls upon him to often guard the opponent's best wing player. So for Green, a two-way player, a guy who can get it done at both ends of the floor.
Gets the bucket.
And I'm sensing, guys, this game really starting to swing their way.
To me, it seems like they're taking charge as their lead gets more and more comfortable.
Allen for three. Good. Allen's got 8 points.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Parker kicks to Splitter. And he uses the glass on the layup.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
Spurs leading by 7. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Ginobili against Wade. Parker off the pick from Splitter. And that one's good. Parker. He has 6.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
And Cole kicks to LeBron. No good on the 3. It's Parker outside. Oh, he put it down!
It'll count.
What a shot!
I think that one was good.
Dominate. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Spurs.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up. Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3, and they were dominant against Western Conference opponents all year long.
Well, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
Outside Leonard. Right side Leonard. Back to Parker. He dishes it to Diaw. Parker outside. The pass to Diaw. 4 on the clock. They grab their own miss. Leonard. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And how about the work last season from the free throw line? He shot about 83%.
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
The Spurs making a switch here. Bonner's checked in. Mark, adding on to what you were saying about the Heat versus the West, they ended up 25-5, which is incredible, Steve, given how many tough teams that are in the Western Conference.
That's amazing, Kevin. They had a better record against the West than they did against the East in terms of their winning percentage. So I think that speaks to just how motivated Miami was when they went out on the road to the West in particular to really show everybody how good they were.
Here's Ginobili following the basket by Chris Bosh. Bonner's shot good.
Great last-second decision to pull that shot back and make the feed instead.
Timeout called the Heat. The Heat trail by 11.
Well, he's certainly not the biggest name or somebody that strikes fear into the heart of coaches, but Matt Bonner is more than serviceable and knows how to be a thorn in the side of other teams. He just sits out on the perimeter, and when he's open, he knocks down threes.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Guys, Kawhi Leonard, the Spurs' highest draft pick since Tim Duncan, and he's been a starter from his first game in the NBA. Coach Popovich says he's really a special player at both ends of the court. And what makes me so confident about him is that he wants it so badly. He comes early, he stays late, and he's coachable. I think he's going to be a star and the face of the Spurs. Big praise from a coach not known for hyperbole, guys.
Well, Doris, it's hard to put a ceiling on him. He does have star potential. And Bonner, the Red Rocket, so deadly with that unorthodox release from the shoulder.
Yeah, three-point specialist. He helps space the floor for this great offense, and he's got a good feel, too. Good passer and knows where he needs to be defensively.
Ellenelli, he's checked in for San Antonio. Now here's Ginobili. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. He kicks the bottom. And there's the rejection. Laid outside. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, if you just look at the numbers without knowing who Dwayne Wade was, you'd think he was probably 6'7" or 6'8", but the way he blocks shots and rebounds, even at 6'4". He just plays much bigger than he really is.
Both free throws good from Wade. And you go back, Clark, to that big man game for Wade, averaging about a block shot a game for his career.
Well, you think about it. He's 6'5", but he actually has a 6'11" wingspan. And you're not going to find a stronger guy at the shooting guard position. He's over 220 pounds, and there's nothing extra there. So he brings a lot to the table.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, one or two more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Come to me.
Parker kicks to Bonner. Ellenelli. He passes to Ginobili. Feeds to Parker. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Parker's got 11 points.
You know, I don't think there's any question as Duncan is aged. He can certainly not be considered one of the top 3 players in the league anymore, but he's still a star. You look at the Spurs and the offensive numbers they put up, it's amazing what they accomplished without a huge scoring star to lean on.
Here's LeBron following the score by Tony Parker.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Double team on Parker. Ginobili. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. And Clark, you talked about Duncan and the Spurs offense. He helped along with Parker to carry it, and it's a big reason why, Steve, they put up so many points and were so efficient in their offense.
Well, yeah, the Spurs ended up in the top 5 in scoring, and they were right there with the Thunder, second best field goal percentage in the league. The Spurs have been an excellent offensive team now for the last 5-6 years. And you look at the balance, the low post game of Duncan, the shooting, the penetration. I mean, they've got it all.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And the basket by Chalmers.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Spurs leading by 7. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
You know, part of being a championship team is having the talent first and foremost, but then managing the minutes of that talent. The Heat, I thought, did a nice job monitoring the minutes of the big 3 throughout the season and playoffs last year.
A different look for Miami. Lewis comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Allen in for Mario Chalmers. Pass to Parker. Three-pointer. It's good. The assist that time from Dion. 14 points for Tony Parker. Well, as you said, Clark, the big 3 in their prime, but really, you want them to just get their work in during the season, not exhaust themselves before they make it to the playoffs.
I thought, Kevin, along those lines, I thought by the end of last season, Miami was exhausted. And once you try to win a 3rd title in a row, the emotional fatigue and exhaustion really becomes a factor. So this is going to be interesting to watch all year. It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
This is really ugly, guys. I mean, you can't get anything to go.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, Kevin, a lot of the Spurs' success is because they are able to manage the cap so well. It comes from them getting their key players to take just a little less when they renew their contracts. Tony Parker explained, quote, "I think it's just the atmosphere here, the family atmosphere. For me personally, why I did it was because deep down in my heart, I know Pop will take care of me until the end of my career. Seems that it's worth a few extra dollars to have that kind of security, guys."
Great leadership from the top on down. And Doris, credit the players for really buying in. That's good. Parker's got 7 points here in this quarter.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
Wasted no time on that one.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for the Spurs. Now, here's Diaz. Dishes to Parker. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Parker's got 18 points.
They've been so efficient in the paint in this game. That's an area they've totally dominated.
You know, once they ID'd the edge they had inside, they just continued to attack it.
And Bellinelli kicks to Parker. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And now it's a 10-point San Antonio lead. Here's Allen. And we've reached halftime in this one. It's San Antonio up by 10. Time now for the halftime break.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And now it's time to break down the first half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And a bird's eye view of the American Airlines Arena, nestled on the waters of Biscayne Bay, as we return to South Florida.
What a game for Tony Parker. He has 20 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
From the line, that's good. 6 points for Dwayne Wade.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Parker against Chalmers. Parker dishes to Duncan. The shot is off.
A dramatic improvement for the San Antonio Spurs defensively last season, guys. Coach Pop had suggested that they might have gotten too old to be an elite defensive team anymore, but that wasn't the case. I think he challenged them a little bit, and they raised the bar of their defensive performance.
Green against LeBron. Green, the pass to Splitter. Back to Green. Working on James. Green kicks to Splitter. 5 on the clock. Parker. And it's blocked by Bosch. LeBron James on the wing with the lead pass. And the basket by Wade. And Clark, you mentioned the defensive improvement of the Spurs. Going into last season, their stat gurus told them they needed to focus even more on contesting shots, even if that meant committing more fouls or allowing more offensive rebounds.
Well, that's exactly what they did, Kevin. They gave up a few more offensive rebounds, fouled slightly more than they had the prior season, but they were better in terms of shot blocks, steals, and they held their opponents to a lower field goal percentage. So a great example of getting an edge from advanced stats.
But he recovers it, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. Now a timeout called by Miami.
He's forcing shots offensively, hurting his team in the process. He needs to trust his teammates more. Tony Parker had a phenomenal 2011-2012 campaign, but as is the case with Greg Popovich, he challenged Parker to improve upon that for last season. Popovich told him, good players can be great for a little bit, but great players are always great. And that really resonated with Parker.
Ray Allen, he's checked in for Udonis Haslem.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Open shot, Green. Wide open shot is on the money. Green's got 9.
And what I like about him, he needs very little time to get his shot off. If he has just a bit of room, that's all it takes. In a catch-and-shoot situation, he's going to let it fly.
And you know, at the end of the day, Steve, you just have to respect his overall defensive acumen. I mean, it's not just one thing he does well at that end. He knows how to guard from A to Z.
Spurs leading by 4. When you think about how great Parker's been, we forgot his career almost came to an end in the summer of 2012. This is a very interesting part of his career.
That's right. He was an innocent bystander at a club in New York when a melee erupted and bottles were thrown. He got a shard of glass that penetrated almost through his left eye. Very easily could have lost his vision and lost his career.
From deep, LeBron. The Heat rebound. Wade dishes to LeBron. Allen outside. Second shot opportunity. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Allen's got 13.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Wade with it. He's got 8. Passes it to Chalmers. The feed to Allen. Again, Allen missing.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Shot's good by Bosch.
Well, when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to do it and claw their way back in.
And they fed off their defense just as much as their offense in putting this run together.
And Parker, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, one of the things about the Heat since the Big Three has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
Chris Anderson is checked in for the Heat. Haslam comes in for LeBron. Again, Allen missing.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Wade against Green. Banked in off the glass. Green's got 11 points. And it's easy to have players wanting to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy, and that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year, you know, Battier coming in here as a stretch 4. They've just found the right players and the right mix, and that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs.
Duncan can't hit.
He still hasn't been able to convert from the field. He's just struggling to find his shot.
Wade passes to Haslam. Back to Wade. Ray Allen is on the wing. From outside the arc. Again, Allen missing.
Not a bad look at the hoop, just couldn't get it to bounce in for him.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise, guys, going into last season when Ray Allen signed a contract with the Heat. He took less money than the Celtics offered. And no question about it, there was some anger from his former teammates in Boston when he left.
Parker kicks to Duncan. He feeds it to Splitter. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. LeBron's checked in for Allen. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. And Clark for Ray Allen, I don't think joining the Heat was just about jumping on a winning bandwagon. I think there'd be some issues for him in Boston.
Well, there were a lot of rumors that he and Rajon Rondo didn't quite get along, and Allen wanted maybe a bigger role offensively. And in fact, you know, his minutes went down last season with the Heat, but he clearly fit in well. Came off the bench and really fit nicely with that shooting ability next to LeBron and Wade. And a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Yeah, they've got to hurry. Step on the gas here.
Parker. Good D by LeBron.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
The shot by Wade, no good.
Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, big margin for them in the rebounding department. They've completely dominated the boards here.
Parker's shot is off. From deep. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And they're getting so much penetration on the defense that they're getting a lot of easy buckets as a result of breaking down that defense.
Here's Cole. It's hauled in by Tony Parker. Parker's got 4 rebounds in this game. The dish to Duncan. Parker kicks to Green. Back to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Leonard dishes to Duncan. Parker passes to Duncan. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 4 assists in the game.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Park. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Pass to Splitter.
There we go.
A second chance effort, and the layup is good. And the Spurs lead by 15.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
And that one's good.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, I think this is one of the more amazing stats in sports when you think about it. No matter the season or the roster, the Spurs just seem to find ways to win 50 games. They've done it 14 straight seasons now, which is off the charts.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
And the Heat making a change here. Allen's checked in. Well, Clark, as you said, the Spurs last season hitting 50 wins for the 14th consecutive season. By the way, that's an NBA record. Second closest were the Lakers with 12 straight, Steve, from 79 to 91.
Yeah, 58 wins last season for San Antonio. Greg Popovich calls it corporate knowledge, just the consistency that comes with the experience of the group. And they've been together so long, particularly that core, that I think it allows the Spurs to really kind of cruise at times during the regular season.
One of the holy grails, if you will, for statistical achievement is to put a quadruple double on the books. Duncan came close in the 2003 finals, but he also came fairly close to it last year as well. 31, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks.
Wade gets the bucket.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Back to Duncan. Duncan left side. Splitter, that's good. You know, Steve, you talk about big games for Duncan last season. Don't forget the game against Utah. What, 21 rebounds, 22 points, 6 blocks. He was incredible.
Yeah, he's the first player 35 or older to post a 20-20 in 5 games since 2001 when, ironically enough, his old teammate David Robinson reached that mark. So something's going on down there in San Antonio, I guess.
And it's Miami with the rebound. And Cole kicks to Allen. And the Heat, another 3.
I don't know of too many other players, Kevin, who have his level of concentration offensively. He just seems to have that singular focus you need as a shooter that, you know, even if a defender's all over you, you still just lock in and let it go.
And another skill that sets him apart, his success rate on catch-and-shoot jumpers. It's not every player that has such a great feel for that particular shot.
Wade kicks to Allen. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. That's now 22 points for Ray Allen. Parker outside. Back to Ginobili. A 3-ball. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Udonis Haslem just checked in for the Heat. Chalmers comes in for Norris Cole. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. LeBron against Leonard. The drive by LeBron. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. On the free throw, no good.
They've definitely had the advantage inside. Another big grab a moment ago.
Spurs leading by 4. Kicks to Leonard. And there's the call on James. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
It's his 4th foul, and I'm sure he picked it up a little earlier than he would have liked.
Dwayne Wade, he's checked in for Miami. Leonard against LeBron. Got a piece of it. And stolen by LeBron. Has him. Dishes to LeBron. And again, LeBron missing.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
And that one's good. Parker's got 26 points.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
The drive by Wade. Got that one up quick.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Ray Allen is checked in for Miami. .136 left in the game. Ginobili the pass to Parker. Reverses. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. As you said, that inside game, so strong for them.
Well, that's right. And they need to keep the pressure on. I mean, that puts tremendous pressure on the defense when you're pounding them inside. A close game like this can be won or lost on the boards.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Boy, he looked confident, didn't he? Stepping to the foul line and knocking down a couple.
Wade kicks to Allen. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, he turned a high percentage shot into a low percentage shot by trying to go to the fadeaway.
It's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Miami's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the 4th quarter so far. Shoots the 3. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. And that's now 25 points for Ray Allen. San Antonio's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Splitter, that's good.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
The Heat have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the 4th, sinking the majority of their shots. Ginobili with the ball. Wade picks him up. Leonard against Allen. Leonard attacking. Leads him in there. Duncan. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And it's a 9-point Spurs lead.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, nice game. Stolen by Allen. The prayer from beyond half court is off the mark. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Parker drives in. Here's Splitter. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Spurs lead by 11.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Parker against Chalmers. Parker outside. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think